There is little space for excuses between us. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not?
You mean... they're all...
Yeah, they're dead.
I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know.
We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is. Although I don't know what you might have been keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Is she not doing... Is she a human?
The Hydro Archon. Guilty. To be punished via the death sentence.
Stop. Stop! She's so pretty!
Phew.
Furina?
Sorry. That shocked
Her
expression
voice!
on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment.
Okay,
Marvelous.
this is
A sure
Focalor.
sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria, for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And
So she killed
as
herself.
one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know.
What?
I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
She's also an
Yes,
Oceanid?
I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess.
Yes,
as
Furina's
were
not
her
the Archon.
shortcomings. But
She
in
is.
my eyes,
She's not a god, like at all.
Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
Okay.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
Then I cursed her, guys.
In order that the
Oh no,
prophecy
I
might
totally
appear
betrayed them, yeah.
fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalors' divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness.
That's
Instead,
up.
she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
What the
I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
What the? Focalors a
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it.
apology?
It's been
I
500
don't think an apology would do
years.
it. 500 years?
She's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
She's a bitch. She's like actually a bitch. Like she's a horrible person. I mean, I get she's trying to save her nation, but holy shit. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can form an emotional connection just like I did with the Oceanid at the Fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Furina's inner world? Furina? What is she doing on stage? Wait a moment, that probably isn't Furina. That's likely a reflection of her inner self. If I can directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I wanted to know. Came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
But I don't see an audience here.
Oh, do not
The
jest.
stage lights.
Can you not feel it?
What?
I am Focalor. The
That way I
eyes
can
of
become
countless
myself again.
Fontanians
What is
are upon
happening?
me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Something's off. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydro Archon. Have to find a way.
Dear audience,
Oh.
the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty,
Hey,
but
give me a second.
worry not. The guards shall
Oh.
resolve it soon enough. Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Can't catch me.
That's all the spotlights turned off. In Furina's heart, they must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Is that her true voice? It? When did that end up here? A ticket! Oh, I'm invited to sit down for the show, huh? Is that what that is? Being invited to sit for the show. Either way. Oh, my Ito's thing in the background! That's so funny. Oh my god. Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Furina. Before a mirror, Furina. Ooh. I like this. Oh. What is happening?
Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The
Be not
prophecy.
afraid.
Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Very good. You know it well.
What's...
Oh, she's in her darker outfit. She's in dark
I
mode.
can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you.
I'm a Fontanian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
See, she's her own person.
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer?
Yeah.
But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
So, okay, if her identity was revealed
how
now,
will I
why
do this?
isn't all hope
A
lost?
human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity,
Genshin, stop being a bully.
but contending against humanity.
Whistler's,
I'm still not sure I understand,
but at least she asked for consent.
try.
At least she asked for consent, guys.
I'll try to do this.
You will have to stay on the stage
Hello,
for
hello,
many,
Celestia.
many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
She's literally just a child. Scene 2, Ascension Speech, Furina.
What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Summon courage.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Furina de Fontaine, your new Archon.
Pure earnest.
In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice.
Close politely.
Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
Think, what do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence, one who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Resolutely, with conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
Turn up the drama.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its god. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine.
End the speech empathetically.
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Wow, she really was just playing a role, huh? Like, that is not her personality at all. She was literally playing a role. Scene 3, Opera House, Furina.
Lady Furina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides,
How did Neuvillette get there,
none
though?
of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. could you hope to understand?
That's true.
How
fear
long
I
has it been
lack
at this
the ability
point?
to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of
The
perseverance
music
instead.
is so good.
Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm.
Lady Furina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
How long has it been? Oh, this is all in one day, but I want to know how long it's been.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. All right, Furina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
In for Opera House for.
Lady Furina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that.
Same conversations over and over. What?
Lady Furina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer. A descendant of a line.
Is she
most
crying?
ardent.
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. So interminable.
It's the lines from the fountain!
So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. And it's the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have
She's
to
praying!
succeed.
Opera House, Furina, and... ... And us. Opera House, Furina, and us. This was
Furina,
the day before.
You don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's my voice in this scene from when we were in the giant magic box. It's great. I didn't think that the scene would replay in her inner world. Surely I'll find out what she wanted to tell me this time.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
Dude!
A witness.
Dude! Dude!
Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here.
We told her that she could confide in us. And we fucking deceived her. And she trusted us. Oh my god! Oh my god, what the f- That must have destroyed her!
And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But
Holy
if
shit.
things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Furina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really all right? Furina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows?
Oh my god. Stop! Dude!
No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better.
She didn't say that,
All you need
though.
to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
She didn't say that, though. She didn't. She was still considering it. She didn't. What?
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
Why would
that
she
I
make the
understand
difference
how
in
your
anything,
deception
though?
works.
Like,
But that is only half
is it
the
because
truth,
Celestia would
is
have
it
been
not?
like, oh,
How would you build on this foundation
like you're not the
to
actual
save the people
Archon,
of
now everyone's gonna
Fontaine?
die? Is that why?
That is the most important thing.
Ah, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you,
Okay, so
hidden
she's
within the
controlling
machine
it.
all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me.
I
would
knew
seem
it!
so,
I
wouldn't it?
knew the gnosis was in the
Alas, your
freaking thing, because
understanding
it was
of this device
defying
still lacks
things.
sufficient
It was
depth.
defying things.
In truth, It is no enactor
It was making
of
its own
justice.
decisions. I knew it had the
is,
gnosis.
In fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course.
The gnosis!
In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
No, he's crying! Stop! Stop it!
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land. When you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign,
stop!
What verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence.
No.
These 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
god.
Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What the
What just happened?
Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
Yeah!
Since we're all
Something
still
huge
alive
just
and haven't been
happened!
dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Oh my god.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it.
Yes!
By certain means. I now have the ability to separate the power of the primordial sea from that creature.
Oh my god!
We should seize the
He's a
opportunity
fucking
to pursue
god
our
now!
quarry.
He's a fucking god now! He's actually a god!
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts
Sorry.
the prophecy.
I'm sorry. I'm like
Its
actually
name
crying.
Is the
Holy
all-devouring
shit. Sorry to the people
Come
in
with me,
chat
traveler.
who've like been saying stuff and you
The
just
hour
got
of
here. I'm
execution
sorry.
has come.
I'm a little bit distracted. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, this big fight time. Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god, he's so hot. Sorry. What's happening? Child? What the f- Okay, we know that's... Where did he go?!
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
Okay, we know her disciple's child. We know this is Skirk. But her master's pet?
That power. Who are you exactly?
Who's her master?
I have an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring Narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
What sort of a person would take the all-devouring Narwhal as a pet?
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal.
That doesn't answer the question.
So what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's master.
Yeah.
Wait,
Who? Who is it?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
Come on.
His name is Sertologi.
Not a name we've heard of before. Who?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
No, no Harbinger.
So
No Harbinger is
Master's
named
insufficiently famous.
Sertologi or whatever.
How should I describe him then?
Oh,
Have you
the
heard
Fowl.
of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl, not the Fool, so it's not Piero.
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhine-daughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine-daughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-daughter.
Oh, not the same person.
They're both pursuing some form of perfection. The prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
I thought Neuvillette stopped it. There's little to be surprised about, Paimon. It is natural after all. Prophecy will surely come true. We knew this and accepted it. However...
Not to worry. Focalors has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
What?
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne.
What the f*** happened? Ooh. Where did that come from?
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Was it because Neuvillette was crying and it like flooded everything? How did that happen? They're okay?
Hey! Help! Over here!
They're okay. Wait. The Ark! Yes, yes, yes! Dude!
All hands
Riley!
initiate emergency rescue!
Oh my god!
Hey, lend a hand!
Yeah! Fremini! Yeah, they're helping people. I clipped you saying Risley and his arc and called it foreshadowing.
Look! The water's receding!
It is? Oh my god. So are they human now? Like they're no longer oceanid?
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved.
The prophecy was wrong.
Finale. It's called Finale, guys.
After Lady Furina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
Are you f***ing serious? But why does the gnosis still exist? Because Neuvillette has his full power back. He's back to being like, he's literally a god now. I thought the gnosis was destroyed. I thought when Focalors, I thought she destroyed the gnosis with it. That was the point. Like, that was the whole point, was to destroy the throne to Celestia, and the gnosis is the connection from the Archons to Celestia. That's the connection. How does the gnosis still exist if she did that?
But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring Narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also
Basically doesn't have power anymore. I mean, I guess that's true. But why would the Fatui still need it if it doesn't have any power anymore?
Doesn't this seem a bit irresponsible?
Yeah, exactly.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems
the
that
gnosis
Monsieur
is separate from
Neuvillette has had a
Focalors?
significant
No,
change of heart regarding the matter.
Focalors was destroying the Hydro Archon throne. That includes the gnosis. That includes the gnosis, because the gnosis is the direct link that Archons have to Celestia, and Focalors' goal was to sever that connection, which means the gnosis.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself.
No, we're gonna go talk to him.
Isn't he real busy and stuff?
Nope.
Like, back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What about Child?
Yeah, what happened to Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Why do we still have his vision then? Why do we still have his vision then? I want to see him now.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Huh? Ooh, mommy! Is that father?
Well,
Sorry,
what
mommy,
do you know?
dad,
Come
father?
to the docks to see
Yes.
how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind.
Mother?
I would have done them
Question mark?
regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
We see the gnosis?
That is our duty
we
as
see-
harbingers.
Do you
Yes.
see the gnosis?
Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte, huh? Shall we go see
Neuvillette!
I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Focalors destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign.
He's a god now.
But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians
He's
from
a
dissolving.
Fucking
For me,
god!
the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Dude, they're no longer
Counting on you to make that decision
oceanids.
as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
You could say that it was that moment that Fontanians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalors finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, this is the thing with the thing and the thing.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth
That's
as I know it.
About the next stop on my journey.
You'll soon be heading to Natlan, I presume.
Dude.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
We get
Natlan
to fly
is
with
also
dragons.
the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
The captain.
Capitano?
Sounds like a real tough customer. Paimon still got a question about the Gnosis.
Yeah, me too.
When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp.
Tell us.
So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
Huh?
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface.
The all-devouring Narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third Descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
What?
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalors' divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did. This third Descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me.
Damn it.
Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know.
The remains of the third Descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are.
A Descender. She mentioned one of them. I'm the fourth Descender. For me, this information means two things. One, that the Gnosis are related to Descenders. And two, that the one who came before me has already died.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third Descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers
Yeah.
without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy. Comparing the Traveler to the dead third Descender
Boom.
and all.
That doesn't confirm that we're walking Gnosis. It's just that we have similar properties to the elements of this world. Can Gnosis be made up of our body? Possibly, but we're not walking Gnosis. That power would have to be extracted.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
Wait, that's it?
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
All right. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalors' efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Two hours later.
Yes, of course I want more lore.